Welcome back to KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad, as we begin Game 2. The Carlsbad Cave Girls win Game 1 of a score of 12-1. And we'll get you starting lineups here for this second contest. We'll talk about the defense here for the Roswell Coyotes, the Roswell Lady Coyotes. We're going to start out third base will be number 10, Alani Tharin. Number 13 is Jaslyn Horton. Batting second, let's start over here because we have this here. So at third base will be number 10, Alani Tharin. Horton at shortstop. Fuentes at second base. Elena Tharin at first. And in the outfield will be Lucero, Patino, and Ornelas. Batting now for Carlsbad will be number 2, Katrina Ortega, who was the winning pitcher in Game 1. All right, the first pitch to Ortega is ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes with no outs. And that one is going to be popped up over to second base. And let's see if Fuentes has it, and she does. So that will be out number 1 for the Lady Coyotes. Now coming up to the plate will be number 12, Faith Rivera. All right, pitcher for the Roswell Lady Coyotes this evening in Game 2 will be Aragon, and catching for Roswell will be Emily Marcus. Ball 1 to Rivera. Infield playing normal depth for the Coyotes. There's the ball, and that one's going to be hit hard, and that one, my friends, is Jumanji out of the park for number 12, Faith Rivera, and Carlsbad strikes first. And that one is hit well. And so just like that, Carlsbad on the board. Now coming up to the plate will be number 20, Kalian Fuentes. Fuentes had a bomb in the first game. I'm talking not just a home run, I'm talking a bomb. It was nice and high, went over to left field and almost to the second gate there. Let's see if Aragon can take care of business here in the circle. Nice hitting for Fuentes here, batting about .413. Going into the first game, ball 1, outer half. And get you some stats here for Yarida Aragon, as she is the starting pitcher here. I apologize for the pause here, just doing some reading and some statistics here. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out to your hitter, Fuentes. And that one, my friends, is way outside for ball 2. Aragon coming in this contest with an ERA of 5.53, according to Max Preps. This is all entered most recently. And that's going to be ball outside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Carlsbad leads 1-0. The open stance for Kalian Fuentes. And that one's going to be 4 straight balls. And Fuentes now will trot over to first base. Coming up to bat now will be number 6, Michaela Chester. Chester also had a good first game, currently batting about .348 in this contest. The wind now blowing directly out, straight to center, northeast. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be high outside, ball 1. Carlsbad, we mentioned earlier, Carlsbad was batting about .287 as a team for the season, but an impressive 20 home runs on the year. That one's going to be hit hard over to the left side, and that will be a single. And now Carlsbad with runners at first and second base. Nice relay by Lucero to Fuentes. And now coming up for the Carlsbad Cave Girls will be number 11, Paris Weldon. Weldon batting about .357 with 1 home run on the year, facing the starting pitcher, Yarida Aragon. That's going to be a ball in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The score is 1-0 if you're just now tuning in to KSVPTV.com. Runners at first and second base. Chester at first. Fuentes at second. There's the pitch. And that one's going to be hit to the right side. And that, my friends, off the wall. And that one is going to be a long single. Matter of fact, they thought it was out of the park. But here's the thing. It will be an RBI single for the hitter, Weldon. And Fuentes will advance to third base. So a long single off the wall, but scoring Fuentes. And Chester now at third base. So runners at the corners. And now the hitter will be number 9, Allison Madrid. And there's going to be the fake. Oh, that's going to be a stolen base. I think the call was a ball. Wasn't looking on that one, Coach. I think it was going to be called ball 1. Weldon will steal second base safely. Chester almost got picked off at third base as the throw was to the shortstop. Shortstop delivered. And then the throw to third base, almost getting Chester. But she goes head first safely. Strike number 1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Number 9 is Allison Madrid. Batting from the right side. There's the pitch. And that's going to be a changeup in the dirt for swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes and an out. 3-0 is now the score. I think it's actually 2-0. And that one's going to be ball in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the score is actually 2-0. If you're watching it on KSVPTV.com, we'll make that correction in just a moment. Madrid, the hitter. And that's going to be outside, swing and a miss for strike 2. I'm sorry, it's going to be a foul tip. So the count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if Aragon will try the changeup or the curveball. And that one's going to be on the hands, foul back, and another foul ball. So Aragon with 18 pitches already here in this first, well, this top of the first inning. Carlsbad trying to get some insurance runs here. The changeup about 3 feet in front of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is the 6th hitter of 9. If you're following on Game Changer, it does say 6 of 10 due to the flex DP. We'll make that correction in a moment. And that is going to be a call. Oh, my gosh. They're going to say that's going to be a ball outside. It must have been high. So the 4th ball will give Carlsbad bases loaded now, and the hitter will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez, who is hitting 200 with 2 home runs on the year. Let's see if Aragon will attempt some changeups to this hitter. And that's going to be a shot over to third base. And let's see if they're going to score the run. The run scored before the out. So let's get this here. We're going to take a break, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Attention Goddard Rocket fans. When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, raise your bar, keep dreaming, and go beyond the limits that you thought possible. The new 2024 Honda Ridgeline Passport and Pilot, part of the Roswell Honda Rugged Trail Sport lineup. Roswell Honda, proud supporter of all Goddard High School sports. Attention. Attention Roswell Coyote fans. When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, raise your bar, keep dreaming, and go beyond the limits that you thought possible. The new 2024 Honda Ridgeline Passport and Pilot, part of the Roswell Honda Rugged Trail Sport lineup. Roswell Honda, proud supporter of all Roswell High School sports. Attention Goddard Rocket fans! Do you love your car? Well, Roswell Hyundai wants to help you keep your current car with a lower payment. Introducing Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai wants to help you refinance your current vehicle with rebates and discounts to lower your payment. If you're ready to upgrade, Roswell Hyundai has a fresh inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. With special financing available, Hyundai can help regardless of your credit with I-10 accepted. Don't forget, all new Hyundais come with
Welcome
a
back to
5-year bumper-to-bumper
KSVPTV.com.
warranty and 2 years of free oil changes. So upgrade your ride or Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai,
Now
1909 West
leading off
2nd, proud supporter of Goddard
Roswell
Rocket Sports.
will be Aragon, Horton on deck, and Ornelas in the hole. First pitch will be foul back for strike one. Pitching for Carlsbad will be number 4, will be Aubrey Hernandez. Get you some numbers here on Hernandez here in just a moment. That's going to be swing and a miss for strike 2. This is the third game of the season that these two teams have played. Carlsbad winning the first game in the Las Cruces tournament, going into extra innings. Carlsbad won that game by 1. I think well, I have the stats right here, actually. And this was Roswell played Carlsbad, and that game was 7-6 in favor of Carlsbad. Start of district tonight, game 1. Carlsbad wins 12-1 via the 10-run rule. And now we're here in the second game, and Carlsbad currently leads 2-0. And that one's going to be fouled out of play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes with no outs to the hitter Aragon. And that's going to be ball in the dirt. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll get you the starting defense here in just a moment. It's going to be another ball in the dirt for 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes defensively for Carlsbad. Left and right playing will be number 6 Chester. 2 will be playing shortstop. Number 11 will play second base. Well, Ortega, number 14, is playing first. And in the outfield will be Fuentes, Villa, and Madrid. And that's going to be ball 4. So Aragon gets on first base, and now the hitter will be Jaslyn Horton. And let's see if Jaslyn will attempt a bunt here as they're down 2-0 here in the bottom half of the first inning. The pitcher is number 4, Aubrey Hernandez. And there is going to be the bunt, and that will be fouled back for strike 1. Looks like trying to bunt the ball, but run first before the ball is bunted. Let the ball come to the bat and place it first. Horton, the hitter, as she will attempt the bunt, and that's a nice one. And she will be on. Oh, wow, they're going to say that the catcher made the play. Was it the catcher? So the catcher, Rivera, delivers to Ortega for out number 1. Wow, I'm pretty hard, but I tell you what, I kind of disagree on that call. Okay, so we'll get that scored there and game changer. Okay, and the first one's a called strike. Okay, Aragon will advance to second base. Now the hitter is Bala Ornelas. That's going to be ball upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. Defense ready for Carlsbad as they creep in. And that's going to be a wild pitch. So 2 balls and a strike now to the batter, Bella Ornelas. Ornelas coming in about 535 on the contest. And that one's going to be fouled back for strike 2. Counts now even with 1 out. Lady Coyote's threatening with Aragon at third base. She advances from second to third on the wild pitch. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back once again. So Hernandez with 14 pitches here in the bottom half of the first inning with only 1 out. Carlsbad, they do lead 2-0. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be fouled back again. 2 balls, 2 strikes with an out. Still a windy night here in Roswell. All right, there's the pitch, and that one is going to be hit hard, and that one's going to be out of the park. And now the Roswell Lady Coyotes even it up with a 2-run homer by Bella Ornelas. So nice play and nice hit. All right, the score now is 2-2 on a 2-run home run by Bella Ornelas. Now coming up to the plate will be number 15, will be Elena Tarin. See if Elena can take care of the business here. It's a new ball game here. And that's going to be ball 1 in the dirt. And let's get some stats here for Elena Tarin, number 15. It's going to be a strike. So number 15, Elena Tarin, batting .405 on the year. And there's the pitch. And that one's just going to be a little dribble over to the pitcher. Let's see if Hernandez can handle it. She does. So 1 or 3 for the second out. So good job by Aubrey Hernandez over to Ortega for out number 2. Now coming up to the plate for the Lady Coyotes will be number 3, Emily Marquez. And that is going to be ball 1 inside. 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs. The score is 2-2 on a 2-run home run by Bella Ornelas. And that's going to be strike 1. Emily Marquez batting about .224 on the year. And that is going to be a check swing, and they're going to check it over with blue on the right side, and they're going to say she did not go, so ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be swing and a miss for strike 2. Twos all around, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the score is 2-2. And we're here in the bottom half of the first inning, and that's going to be another ball in the dirt. So Hernandez struggling here in inning 1. Already at 24 pitches, allowing a home run. As a matter of fact, it's a 2-run home run. And that is going to be swing and a miss for strike 3. All right, so at the end of 1, 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, 25 pitches for Hernandez. Coming up for Carlsbad will be Rentner Villa, and Ortega. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com.
Attention Roswell Coyote fans! Do you love your car? Well, Roswell Hyundai wants to help you keep your current car with a lower payment. Introducing Refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai wants to help you refinance your current vehicle with rebates and discounts to lower your payment. If you're ready to upgrade, Roswell Hyundai has a fresh inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles. With special financing available, Hyundai can help regardless of your credit with I-10 accepted. Don't forget, all new Hyundais come with a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty and 2 years of free oil changes. So upgrade your ride or refi with Hyundai. Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd, a proud supporter of Roswell Coyote Sports.
Are they pink or are they?
Welcome back to KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. At the end of one, the score is 2-2. Two-run jack by Ballard Ornelas to even the game up here. And pitcher for now, Roswell, is Yadira Aragon. Coming up for Carlsbad will be Rentner, Villa, and Ortega. Number 18 is Anaya Rentner. Let's get some stats on her. Batting, according to Max Preps, there is not a batting average at this point in time. She has 5 plate appearances, 5 at-bats. And we do have a score from our yard. It's going to be 11-10 in favor of the Roswell Coyote. Oh, Hobbs. So Hobbs made a comeback. So Hobbs now in the lead over the Roswell Coyotes, 11-10. We'll get you an inning in just a moment. But we're here at the softball field as number 18. Anaya Rentner will be the hitter for Carlsbad. Rentner is the number 9 hitter. And the first one will be ball 1. Defense for Roswell set, ready to go as the infield has a one-step creep, foul to the back of the backstop. Alani Bertardin at third base, Jaslyn Horton at shortstop, Fuentes at second base, Elena Tadin at first base, Lucero, Patino, and Ornelas doing their job in the outfield. Aragon, the pitcher, as she delivers. That one's going to be swinging a miss. Actually, they're going to call that a foul ball. They're going to get a quick time as that goes off the base mat. Emily, a tough kid. She got one to the face, and it looks like she's okay. Just about a 20-second timeout. Let's see if Aragon will throw the changeup or the curveball here to Rentner, and there's going to be the changeup in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs. Score is 2-2. Top half of the second inning. Still a little breezy here in Roswell. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes with no outs to the hitter Rentner. All right, the defense as they attempt the 2-step creep. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to be the first out for the Roswell Coyotes. And now coming up to the plate will be, is that number 18? Okay, this is Rentner. Uh-oh. I thought that was going to hit us there. So let's see here. Hernandez, okay. Okay, so looks like game changer messed up here. The last hitter was Rentner's currently hitting. We'll get all that taken care of. So Rentner will go 1-3. Okay, so that one go in play. Ground ball 1-3. And this hitter now is number 2, Katrina Ortega. So Katrina Ortega currently 0 for 1. Now it's 2 balls and no strikes. Okay, I see what happened. Game changer, what they did on that was the flex and the DP. So it's now correct. So I apologize to the listeners up in Carlsbad. So the hitter now is number 2, will be correct, Katrina Ortega. So that's going to be 3 balls and no strikes with 2 outs. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs, and the score is 2-2. And that's going to be fouled to the third base dugout. So about 34 pitches for Aragon, an inning and 2/3 inning pitched for the young lady, Aragon. See if she throws the curveball. She does. That one's going to be roped between the 5-6 hole, and that will be a single base hit for Ortega. And now coming up to the plate will be number 12, Faith Rivera. Faith Rivera, 1 for 1 in today's contest. Homered to the right side earlier against Aragon. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be way outside. Thinking Aragon will try to stay away from the hitter Rivera, as Rivera has a good stick from the left side with good wills. Ortega at first base. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be swinging a miss, and Marcus will deliver over to first, but Ortega is safe. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Aragon got the win against Hobbs in game 2. And they're going to say that's a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Looked like it was about 2 balls out, but that's all right. That's going to be all right. And that's going to be a ground ball to first base. And that ball will be in play. So it'll be 3 unassisted for out number 3. All right, so no runs on 1 hit, no errors on 17 pitches for Aragon. Coming up for Roswell will be Darin, Lucero, and Fuentes. We'll be right back, KSVPTV.com.
Raspberry sorbet. Are they orange or are they Caribbean coral? Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. And of course, we're talking about geraniums, along with petunias and lantanas. We raise them in our greenhouse, then send them home with you to brighten up the world. And while we may disagree on what to call them, there's no doubt they're the prettiest flowers anywhere. So come get yours while the selection is best. But you're going to have to pick them out yourself because I'm colorblind.
Do you know what the hardest part?
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
So as we begin the bottom half of the second inning, Alani Tarin will do the hitting for Roswell. Lucero will be on deck, and Fuentes in the hole. All right, the pitcher for the Carlsbad Cave Girls will be Aubrey Hernandez, and Rivera will do the catching. Same defense for Carlsbad. And Hernandez gets set, and now will deliver, and that's going to be a ball in the dirt for ball one. Hernandez takes the signal now from Rivera. So he gets hit and delivers, and that's going to be swing and a miss for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike with no outs. Defense gets set. There's the pitch, and that's going to be ball upstairs, and that's actually considered a wild pitch. So 2 balls and a strike to the hitter, Alani Tarin. There's the pitch, and that's going to be strike inside. So now the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs. We're here in the bottom half of the second inning. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be swing and a miss for strike 3. All right, coming up to the plate now will be number 4, Lauren Lucero. Lucero batting about .339 on the year. About 19 hits. Facing Hernandez. So nothing in a win with 1 out. And that's going to be foul back for strike 2. Carlsbad winning game 1 to improve their record to 3-0 in district play, beating the Coyotes 12-1 via the 10-run rule. Different ball game here. In game 2, it's 2-2 now in the bottom half of the second inning. The hitter is Lauren Lucero and facing Hernandez, and that one's going to be fouled back. So now 33 pitches, an inning and a third for Hernandez. I was expecting to see Kayleon Fuentes come in and close the game. We'll see what happens. So we have 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the hitter, Lucero, and that one's going to be into the dugout. Got to clear the scoreboard with hits. Trying to get some more information here as I apologize for the pause. I'm kind of doing some reading here and some research. Next games for both teams and statistics and all the stuff above. That's going to be ball. I have ball 3. Let's see if the count from blue downstairs is correct. I have a full count actually, but let's see what blue does. To the hitter, Lauren Lucero. And there's going to be the pitch and the changeup, and that's going to be fouled back again. Lady Coyotes, as we talked about earlier in the season, batting .358 on the year. I don't know if that's correct or not, but they're 5-12 currently. I will have to go back and make sure that's correct. There's the pitch, and nice pitch by Hernandez. Jams Lucero on the hands, but good defense. Defensive play for Lucero as she battles. All right, facing Hernandez again. Count is full. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be swinging a miss for strike 3. Looks like everything's upstairs on the Coyotes above letters, and we're still, the Lady Coyotes are still swinging above. And now the hitter will be number 11, Aslan Fuentes. All right, there's the pitch, and that one's going to be swing and a miss for strike one. Coming back here, and yeah, that's going to be now 5 and 12 on the year. And the pitch again is going to be a curveball away, ball one. Carlsbad now will improve their record to 11 and 6 on the year. 3 and 0 in district play. Carlsbad coming in this contest ranked 12th in the 5A classification. Roswell ranked 20th. And that's going to be upstairs for ball two. Fuentes getting the start at shortstop this evening here in game two. Will swing and a miss for strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to the hitter Aslan Fuentes. Has a home run in this year against Goddard. Let's see if she can do her job here. It's a way to battle here with 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one will go back to the backstop. Aslan Fuentes opens up her stance here with the count even. And there's the pitch, and swing and a miss for strike number 3. All right, so the end of 2, the Roswell Coyotes, no runs on no hits, no errors. 20 additional pitches for Hernandez coming up for the Coyotes. Fuentes coming up for the Lady Cave Girls, I beg your pardon. Fuentes, Chester, and Weldon. We'll be right back on KSVPTV.com.
Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
All right, welcome back to Lady Coyote softball. Coming up to bat for the Kid Girls will be Kalian Fuentes facing Aragon. The score is 2-2 as we begin the top half of the 3rd inning. The Cave Girls defeated the Lady Coyotes in game 1, 12-1 via the 10-run rule. Thanks for listening and watching KSVPTV.com and also at KAMQ 96.3 FM in Carlsbad. Want to thank all of our sponsors and our producer this evening, Roy Smith, is upstairs in the wind, nice and warm. He's up there. He has some rocks in his pocket here. He volunteered to do that upstairs. Okay. All right, here is Fuentes, and that one is going to be fouled back. Strike one. Jocelyn Smith over here running the board downstairs in the press box. She's out of the wind, so she's doing just fine. Counts 0-1 to the hitter Fuentes. There's the pitch by Aragon, and that one's going to be a shot to the shortstop. 6-3 for the putout for out number 1. So good job by Horton over to Elena Tarin for out number 1. Not a bad crowd here, but very, very windy. There's the pitch, and that one is going to be popped up, and let's see, that is going to be caught by Alani Tarin. Good play, and that will be out number 2. No, it was in foul territory. Are they saying it's fair? She caught it anyway. No, that's inaccurate. That was in foul territory, and she caught the ball. Did she drop it? Okay, so let me go back here.
Caught it here, and she fell. So you call that an E, Coach?
Oh, it's going to have to be an E. All right, so now the hitter will be Weldon. So, okay, if you're just now tuning in to KSVPTV.com, this is what happened. There was a ball hit by Chester in foul territory. The ball was in foul territory, and Alani Tarin grabs the ball. It looked like she caught it. I didn't see her drop it. She may have dropped it, but they're saying that she dropped it in foul territory. So now Chester will be at first base, and now Carlsbad has runners, or a runner, and now at first base, and now the hitter will be Weldon. I didn't see it going to fair territory. So we can go back to KSVPTV.com to take a look at that. As I look down, that's when she must have dropped it. So 2 balls and a strike with 1 out to the hitter, Weldon. And that one's going to be fouled back, and that one's going to be out of play. Okay, your hitter for Carlsbad is Paris Weldon. Batting about .357. Good batting average. But let's see, she is facing Aragon, and that one's going to be a ball in the dirt for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out to Paris Weldon. Chester at first base. And that one's going to be a shot over to the third base side. And that one is going to be an error on the third baseman, Alani Tarin, as she dribbles the ball and then delivers to first base. But Weldon will beat it out. Okay, coming up to the plate now will be number 9, Allison Madrid. Is that who you have? Allison Madrid will draw ball 1. So game changer kind of switched on me here due to the flex DP, or DP flex. We'll get that fixed up here. That's going to be ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to the hitter, Allison Madrid. Madrid hitting .214 on the year with 9 hits. Oh, they're going to change that. It's going to be ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Make that 2 balls, 1 strike. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's the mechanics on the pause. And there's going to be another opportunity there for Bertarin, and that one's going to be Filler's choice as she goes 5 unassisted, delivers to first base, but Madrid is safe. So 2 outs now for Carlsbad. And now coming up to the plate will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez. Somebody fell back for strike 1. Just a quick timeout as there's dust all over the place. So Aragon steps off and says, let's let this clear up for just a second. 0 for 1 Hernandez tonight. Grounded out into a Filler's choice to the third baseman on her last frame. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Aubrey Hernandez, the starting pitcher in game 2. There's the pitch and the delivery, and that one's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, and some trouble there, and that's going to be another error for the Lady Coyotes defense, and that's going to be an error on Fuentes. So now bases are loaded for number 14, Kendra Ortega. Kendra Ortega batting about 211. Let's see if Aragon can take care of business here to dodge a bullet. Let's see if she does, and there's going to be a ball hit to the left side, foul. So no balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Ortega getting some direction from Brian Santo. Aragon steps back and delivers. And that one's going to be hit to the second baseman, and that's going to be 4-3. And the Coyotes dodge a bullet. So good job by the second baseman, Fuentes, to Tarin for out number 3. All right, so middle of the third, Carlsbad, no runs on no hits. 3 errors on 18 pitches. Coming up for Roswell will be Patino, Aragon, and Horton. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
All right, welcome back to Coyote Softball, KSVPTV.com. Patino, Aragon, and Horton will be up for the Lady Coyotes. Pitching for Carlsbad will be Aubrey Hernandez, wearing jersey number 4. There were some questions. A lot of people thought that number 20, Kalian Fuentes, was going to be the pitcher here in Game 2. But that's not the case as of yet. We'll get you a score from the baseball field over there in just a moment. It looks like Hobbs was beating Roswell. Okay, now we've got an update. Roswell High is now up 12-11 in favor of the Roswell Coyotes. What inning? Looks like that might be the 7th inning, so we'll get you an update down there. But Roswell currently winning 12-11. It's going to be strike one of the hitter, Patino. All right, Patino with her first at bat facing Hernandez, and she'll pop up as the attempted bunt goes straight up for out number 1. So Hernandez will get credit for the putout. And now coming up to bat will be Aragon. Aragon, who is 0 for 0, and she walked on her first frame. It's going to be ball 1 to the hitter Aragon, and Aragon is the starting pitcher here in Game 2. The Carlsbad defense again set as they go into creep mode, and that one's going to be fouled out of play for strike number 1. Aragon really has done a good job this year. Aragon wearing jersey number 12, batting about 500. There's one other player above her, Bella Ornelas, about 535. But Aragon is second. And it looks like that one's going to be popped up to Madrid, and Madrid with the putout for out number 2. And it looks like we just got an update. Roswell High baseball team just defeated Hobbs 12-11 in the 7th inning. Okay, so good win for Roswell over at the baseball diamond. And now coming up to the plate will be Jaslyn Horton. Horton is 0 for 1, swing and a miss for strike one. And Hernandez now will try again as she delivers on the curveball for strike two, as it is fouled back. Horton playing shortstop here. She did on her last frame, bunted, and I thought she was safe earlier, but they were saying that she was out, so she is 0 for 1 currently. Good speed with this youngster. There's the pitch, and that's going to be swing and a miss for strike number 3. So at the end of 3, Roswell no runs on no hits, no errors. Only 8 pitches this time for Aubrey Hernandez coming up for the Carlsbad Cavemen, or Cave Girls. Will be Rentner, Villa, and Ortega. We'll be right back, KSVPTV.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.com.
All right, we are back at the softball diamond. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad. And coming up to the plate will be Rentner. Rentner, who is 0 for 1 this evening in game 2, grounded out to the pitcher, facing Aragon. The score is 2-2 in the top half of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss for strike one. Same defense for the Roswell Coyotes. Alani Tharin at third base, Jaslyn Horton at short, Fuentes at second base, and Elena Tharin over at first base. Swinging a miss again on the curveball to Rentner for strike two. Lucero, Patino, and Ornelas in the outfield. Still windy here in Roswell. Got the bullpen working in. Let's see, I'm trying to get a number. Who that might be. There's going to be a little base hit as Aragon throws it inside to Rentner and will get the single. And now coming up to the plate will be number 4. I'm sorry, that's going to be number 2, Ortega. Oh, that is a running error on Carlsbad. Jeez. I don't know. Yeah. All right, so looks like okay. That was I don't know. I'll be nice on this one here. So there was an attempt at steal, and they get the out at second base on Rentner, and now the count is 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter, Ortega, and make it 2 strikes now. So Katrina Ortega, he was the pitcher in game 1, facing Aragon, and that's going to be ball away. I wish we'd get some indication here from Blue. Now they're going to say it's 1 strike. We'll wait until after this pitch to make that determination. So that one's going to be ball away. I'm going to call it 3 balls and 1 strike. Aragon, the pitcher for the Lady Coyotes, will deliver, and that one is going to be smashed over to third base side. Good play by Bertarin, and that will be out number 2. So nice play. And now coming up to the plate will be number 12, will be Rivera, Faith Rivera. Faith homered in the first inning and then grounded out to the first baseman. Now that's going to be hit up the middle. Whoa, man, I tell you what, that was dangerous as that goes straight above the head of Aragon. And nicely done by the hitter, Rivera. So that's the line shot up the middle for the base hit and the single. And now coming up to the plate will be the strong hitter, number 20, Kalian Fuentes. Kalian Fuentes is 0 for 1 as she grounded out to the shortstop. Had a walk earlier, but in game 1 had a towering home run. Now let's see what she can do here in this frame here versus Aragon. That one's going to be popped up high, and let's see if that is going to be, oh my gosh. Looks like that is going to be an error on Fuentes. All right, now coming up to the plate will be number 6, Michaela Chester. And Chester with a very good batting average of .348 on the year. Had a pretty good first game as well. 2 outs, scores 2-2 here in the top half of the 4th inning. Scoreless the last 2. That's going to be curveball away for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs. Carlsbad with runners at first and second base. Fuentes at first base. Rivera at second base. The hitter is Chester. Chester hits a line drive. Actually, that was a hard ground ball. It's what we'll rule it as, and it'll be 5 unassisted for out number 3. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad.
.org, click Smart Hub to get started.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. Fergalicious. In fact, they're downright funky. Fergalicious. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your
All right,
cool.
welcome back.
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating.
Middle part of the
You don't
4th
know
inning.
Fergie.
Coming up
You
for
don't know
Roswell will
Jack.
be Ornelas, Tarin, and Marquez.
632-2660.
And it's been I should say a decent game here in game 2. Like I said, a lot of donuts in innings 2 and 3. Now we're going to start the bottom half of the 4th inning. The pitcher for Carlsbad will still be Aubrey Hernandez. Coming up for Roswell will be Ornelas, who had a 2-run home run in the first inning to tie this ball game up. No changes so far for Carlsbad. And as I mentioned earlier, Roswell, according to this script here, they're batting .358 as a team. I don't know. Just 5-12 on the year. It's pretty good batting average as a team. Had a couple of close games for the Coyotes. Excuse me. Some of the wins for the Roswell Coyotes. Beat Raton on March the 7th, 12-1. Beat Miramaya 13-9. Beat Cleveland 6-5, and then beat Goddard 7-3. And then a pretty good win for the Coyotes, 9-3 over Hobbs. Trying to defeat the Carlsbad Cavemen. Well, the Carlsbad Cave Girls, I should say. And I tell you what, if they throw anything that Bella Ornelas can hit, she will hit it out of the yard. So I'm kind of curious to see how Brian Santo will direct his pitcher to throw here. They throw anything inside, the ball will be out of the park. Swing and a miss for strike one. See, total home runs for Roswell this year has only been 5, make it 6 on the year. It's going to be ball upstairs. And for Carlsbad, 20 on the year, and then you add 3 more, so 23 total on the year. Score is 2-2. 2 balls and a strike to Bello Ornelas. There's going to be a base wrap up the middle for a base hit. And Ornelas on the bag for the Lady Coyotes. Now coming up for Roswell will be Elena Tarin, the lefty. Elena batting about 405 on the year, has plenty of power, could take this out of the park if you give her the right pitch. It's going to be foul back for strike one. Elena batting 405 with 49 plate appearances, 17 at bats. Excuse me, that's 37 at bats. And that one's going to be hit. Let's see, it could be trouble. And I tell you what, Chester comes up with the ball, as there was confusion between Ortega and Chester. But Chester comes up, and it'll be out number 2. Actually, that's going to be out number 1. Got me on that one, Coach. All right, coming up is Emily Marquez, swinging a miss, strike one. And I'm studying the defense here for Carlsbad. It looks like the Carlsbad Cave girls, first and third base, are even. Not expecting bunt here, but Carlsbad not really in double play depth at all. Playing regular position here. So it looks like they might have something scattered out. We'll see. It's going to be ball 1 upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. If you're now tuning in to KSVPTV.com or KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad game 1, 12-1, currently tied up here in game 2, and that's going to be ball 2 to Emily Marquez. Bella Ornelas drove the ball up the middle to get a single. She is on first base. That's going to be ball 3. So now it looks like Hernandez kind of struggling a little bit in the circle. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be a called strike. Inside part. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. And there's the pitch, and that one is going to be off the hands. Fouled back. So the count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. Roswell Coyote baseball team got a victory just now over the Hobbs Eagles, 12-11 in the 7th. All right, and here's the pitch by Hernandez, and that one's going to be upstairs for ball 4. All right, now the Coyotes in scoring position here. Bringing up to the plate will be Alani Tarin. She is currently 0 for 1. Struck out swinging, but I'm telling you right now, for the most part, she is playing a solid third base. Taking a few ground balls that were hit hard to go 5 unassisted, but doing well here. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be swinging a miss for strike 1. Currently 7:43, the weekend of Easter. Hernandez will deliver, swing and a miss for strike 2. Excuse me. The Coyotes will be back in action after tonight. They will travel to Clovis for a double on April 22nd, and then travel to Hobbs on April 25th. There's the pitch again, and I tell you what, struggling, I must say, and that's going to be another wild pitch as runners will advance. With just one out, Lady Coyotes with runners at second and third base. All right, there's the pitch, and that one's going to be a called strike for strike 3. So that's going to be the second out of this inning for Carlsbad. Coming up to the plate now will be Lauren Lucero, who is 0 for 1. Struck out swinging on her last frame. Lauren Lucero wearing jersey number 4, batting about .359 on the year. So a good stick. And that's going to be a call strike on the outer half, strike 1. Coming down to the wire now for both these teams. District play is all they have. And that one's going to be popped up, and that might be trouble. But no, guess what? V is there with the speed, and that will be out number 3. So Carlsbad dodges a bullet, and that will be out number 3. We're going to take a break. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
All right, welcome back to Coyote Softball, KSVPTV.com. Score is 2-2 as we begin the top half of the 5th inning. Coming up for Carlsbad will be Weldon, Madrid, and Hernandez. And I don't see any activity in the bullpen for Carlsbad, and I don't see any activity for the Roswell Coyotes as well. And looks like Yarida Aragon will continue pitching. She's done a good job up to this point with 71 pitches, 4 complete innings. And we'll be facing Paris Weldon, who is 1 for 2 this evening. On her first frame, she singled on a fly ball to the right side, and then she hit into a ground ball, reached on an error from the third baseman. So let's see what the Roswell Coyotes can do here defensively. Looks like Aragon doing her job in the circle, but the sticks hasn't really kind of been there for the Roswell Coyotes in game 2. All right, coming up for Roswell now will be number 11, Weldon, with that open stance. Batting .357, nice stick, and that one's going to be popped up. Should be caught by Bettino. Can of corn, and it is out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. And now coming up to the plate will be number 9, Allison Madrid, who is 0 for 1. Walked on her first frame and then grounded into a fielder's choice. Facing Aragon. Let's see if Santos will have Madrid take. And she doesn't. And that one's going to be hit to the right side and off the wall, top of the fence. And that, my friends, is just going to be a long single. And the throw from Patino gets by Fuentes. And luckily enough that Aragon was there. So runners do not, or the runner does not advance. Long single And now coming up to the plate will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez. And that's going to be ball outside. 2-2's the score if you're just now tuning in or watching KSVPTV.com. Windy Thursday night. I keep on thinking this is Friday, no school tomorrow due to Good Friday. All right, 2 balls, no strikes with an out. That's going to be upstairs for ball 3. Aubrey Hernandez, the starting pitcher here in game 2. Will draw a walk. All right, coming up to the plate now will be number 14. That will be Kendra Ortega. Kendra coming in this ball game, batting about .211. I know there's 1 out, but I wonder if Santo will have her try to bunt to move the runners. Let's see what happens here with Aragon pitching. That's going to be swing and a miss for strike 1. Number 14, Kendra Ortega, as I mentioned, batting .211 with 42 plate appearances, 38 at-bats, 9 runs scored, and 8 hits. It's going to be ball in the dirt for ball 1. She does have 6 RBIs. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike with an out. There's the pitch. And that's going to be in foul territory into the third base dugout. Ricochet quickly and goes over to Blue. And that'll be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with an out. Let's see if Aragon will throw the curveball or the changeup or decides to go inside. Looks like the catcher's setting up outside, and that one's going to be a ground ball over to the first base side, and that's going to be a base hit. Slow roller, good attempt. And that, my friends, there's really nothing you can do on that. That was just a hit from the tip of the barrel, and now bases are loaded. Now the hitter is going to be number 18. That's going to be Anaya Rentner, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Grounded out 1 time and singled on a fly ball to the shortstop area. Right over shortstop, as a matter of fact. And that one is going to be fouled back for strike 1. So with 1 out, Carlsbad threatening here with bases loaded. You have Madrid at third base, Hernandez at second base, and Ortega at first base. The hitter is Rentner, who is 1 for 2, facing Aragon. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike with an out. Score is 2-2, top half of the 5th inning. Carlsbad taking game 1, 12-1. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be outside for ball 2. So Aragon trying to stay away from Rentner. Aragon will go from the sprinter stance and drive that over to center field, and that one's going to fall for a base hit. As they say, the old Texas leaguer. And now coming up to the plate will be the leadoff hitter, number 2, Katrina Ortega. Katrina Ortega 1 for 3 this evening. Flew out to second base and grounded out to third base. And then singled between the 5-6 hole, draws ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Bases are loaded for the Cave Girls. There's the pitch and swing and a miss, and there's going to be the throwdown from Marquez over to Tarin. Everyone's safe. Hernandez at third. Ortega at second. Rentner at first base. The hitter is Ortega. So Kendra Ortega is at second base, but the hitter is number 2, Katrina Ortega. Katrina Ortega is 1 for 3, as I mentioned. That one's going to be ball outside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And there's going to be ball 4. And so now the Carlsbad Cave Girls will take the lead with a score of 4-2 now. 1 out, and the hitter will be the lefty, number 12, Faith Rivera. Rivera currently 2 for 3 this evening and had a good first game as well. 2 for 3. She actually had a home run in her first bat and then grounded out to the first baseman and then got another single up the middle. So statistically, they're saying that she's going to hit the ball up the middle. Now let's see if Aragon will try to keep her outside. Anything inside, she'll take this out of the park. So number 12, Rivera, hitting .417 on the year, according to Max Preps. There's going to be the pitch, and that one is going to be popped up, and oh my gosh, let's see, that's going to be an infield fly rule. The runners will advance at their own risk, and Rivera is fired up thinking, oh my gosh, had bases loaded, swings at the first pitch, and now that's going to be out number 2 for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. All right, coming to the plate now will be Fuentes, and Fuentes goes downtown, grand salami. And that one, my friends, goes way out of the park to center field, and that's going to be a grand slam on the first pitch. And I tell you what, look at Carlsbad there. So 4 RBIs, and now the score is now 8-2. Coming up to bat now will be number 6, will be Michaela Chester, who is 1 for 3. I'll give you the statistics on her. Predominantly left, hits to the left side, a single on the line drive to the left side between the 5-6 hole, and then hit a fly ball. Reached on an error and then grounds out into a fielder's choice, and that will be ball 1. Chester awaits the pitch, and that one's swinging a miss for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Score now is 8-2. And that one's going to be a base hit between the 5-6 hole. And that's going to be a single. And statistically, everything's saying that she was going to hit to the left side, and sure enough, she does. All right, so let's get this into the record book here. It's going to be a single. And now it looks like there's going to be a pitching change. We're going to take a break, and we'll get you numbers here in just a second. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad.
All right, everyone, we want to invite you to the 3rd annual Roswell Honda Classic, where the golf is fun, but better than that, we have free beer, free food, free prizes, and the chance to win this 2025 Honda Civic.
Viernes 25 de abril.
At National Furniture Liquidators, it's a tax time truckload sale featuring famous Ashley brand furniture. Truckload savings like your choice. 4-piece queen bedrooms, just $588. Entertainment centers, $148. A 5-piece pub set, $295. Or an Ashley reclining sofa or love seat, just $588 each. Many more savings plus great financing options regardless of your credit. Ashley Tax Time Truckload Sale. When it comes to value, quality, and selection, nobody beats Shorty.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
Welcome back to KSVPTV.com. Kyle, softball. We have a pitching change. Is going to be Eileen Gutierrez, currently with a 3.32 ERA, taking the place of Yarida Aragon. Position changes as well as Aragon will now go to shortstop, and Horton will go to second. Fuentes will exit the game, and that's going to be strike one to the hitter, Weldon. Score now is 8-2 on the grand slam from Kelion Fuentes. Swing and a miss, strike two. All right, defense appears to be set, and there's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit hard to the left side, and that's going to be foul. I know. All right, Eileen Gutierrez facing Weldon with two strikes, and that's going to be upstairs for ball one. Paris Weldon, classified as a senior. And there's the pitch, and swing and a miss for strike three. And out number three. All right, so middle part of the fifth inning, 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 29 pitches. Coming up to bat for Roswell will be Fuentes, Patino, and we'll be right back. KSVPTV.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called SmartHub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as SmartHub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click SmartHub to get started.
Maybe your AC unit.
All right, welcome back. Lady Kyle softball. Let's see, coming up to the plate will be number 7, Eileen Gutierrez. So let's get that fixed up here. It's going to be ball one. So Fuentes is out of the ball game. And that's going to be ball two to Gutierrez. 2 balls, no strikes. Coyote's trying to get back in this ball game here as the Cave Girls currently lead by 6. It's going to be a called strike, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. To the hitter, Aylin Gutierrez. Hasn't hit in this game. Comes in relief, and that's going to be strike number 2. It looked like it was a ball because of the movement of the hitter, but it was caught inside. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be upstairs for ball 3. So a 6-run top of the 5th for Carlsbad puts them up 8-2 now. And that's going to be swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 1.
It needs a little tender loving care.
All right,
if
coming
you
up
don't
to
know
the
where
plate
to
now
turn,
will be
you don't
number
know
1,
Jack.
Medea Patino. Attempted bunt, popped it up over to Aubrey Hernandez. Last at bat. We'll try it again. And that's going to be a called strike. Strike 1, 0-1 with 1 out. And there's going to be another strike in the inside half. So 0-2. To the hitter to the hitter Patino, excuse me. There's the pitch, swing and a miss, and that's going to be another strikeout for Hernandez. And now coming to bat will be number 12, the leadoff hitter, Aragon, who is 0 for 1. She walked 1 time and then flew out to right field. There's the pitch, and that's going to be a called strike inside half. And Aragon awaits the pitch. And that one's going to be a check swing foul, strike 2. So 0-2 with 2 outs. Score is 8-2 in favor of the Carlsbad Cave Girls. We're here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Carlsbad won game 1 via the 10-run rule, 12-1. The hitter is Aragon. And there's the pitch, and that one's going to be a base hit between the 5-6 hole. Nice job. And that one gets away from Fuentes, and that one's going to be a single and an error on the left fielder. Aragon will advance to second base. Let's get that ruled in game changer here. Okay. There's going to be another ground ball to, let's see what happens here. Between the 5-6 hole again, and that's going to be back-to-back base hits. Nice hit for Horton. Let's get that ruled in. So now you have runners at the corners with 2 outs. The batter now is going to be Bella Ornelas, who has homered in the first inning. Got a 2-run home run. Trying to do the same thing here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. This is who you want. And, let's see. This is going to be a pop-up over to the left side. And Fuentes is there to make the play for out number 3. And I tell you what good job by Fuentes. And that'll be out number 3. All right, so at the end of 5, no runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 14 pitches. Coming out for Carlsbad will be Madrid, Hernandez, and Ortega. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM, Carlsbad.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
All right, welcome back. Coming up for Carlsbad will be Madrid, Hernandez, and Ortega. Might be a couple of changes coming in here. We'll find out. And the pitcher here for Roswell is Gutierrez still. Is that correct? Yeah, that is correct. And number 9 will be Allison Madrid hitting for the Cave Girls, who is 1 for 2, walked one time, grounded into a fielder's choice, and then hit a single off the wall. So it'll be strike 1 on the foul ball. So Madrid currently hitting .214, as we mentioned earlier, facing Gutierrez, and that's going to be a called strike inside half. Nice pitch by Gutierrez. Gutierrez awaits the signal. That one's going to be hit hard between 5-6 hole, and that will be a single for Carlsbad. So another line drive, and I'll tell you what, Alani Thaddeus is just getting some action over there at third base. Playing a solid third base, but I tell you what, she's getting a lot of action. Coming up to the plate now will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez, who is 0 for 2. Call a strike. Grounded into a fielder's choice. And then hit a ground ball. It reaches on an error and then walked one time. And that one's hit well, but it's going to be foul. Nothing in 2 to the hitter, Aubrey Hernandez. Eileen Gutierrez, the pitcher for the Lady Coyotes, coming in relief. There's going to be a base hit to the left side, and now Carlsbad with runners at first and second base. Now coming up to the plate will be number 14, Kendra Ortega, who is 1 for 4. Grounded out twice, struck out swinging, and then a single in between first and second base, facing Gutierrez here in the top half of the 6th inning. There is the pitch, and that one's going to be another bleeder, and that's going to be a base hit. And now bases are loaded for Carlsbad. Number 18 will be up to bat, will be Anaya Rentner. She is 2 for 3. 2 base hits to the left side and grounded out one time. Facing Eileen Gutierrez. That one's going to be ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Scores 8-2, top half of the 6th inning. Bases are loaded. You have Ortega, number 14 at first base. Hernandez at second, and number 9 Madrid at third. That's going to be ball 2 inside. And there's the pitch again, and that one's going to be popped up, and let's see if Alani Tarin will get it, and she does. So let's just call her Bear. It makes it easier. So Bear Tarin will have the first out. And now coming up to the plate will be the leadoff hitter. That will be number 2, Katrina Ortega. Katrina Ortega is 1 for 3 this evening, facing Eileen Gutierrez. Infield for the Roswell Coyotes in, and that one's going to be foul back for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Okay, well. There's the pitch again. And that one's going to be popped up, and let's see if Horton has it, and she does. That's going to be a pop-up, and it looked like she kind of hurt herself, but that's going to be an infield fly rule. Runners would advance at their own risk. I was real surprised that Madrid didn't take advantage of that. It looked like Horton got hurt. All right, now coming to bat is number 12, Faith Rivera. Swung at the first pitch last time. It's going to be ball 1. Faith Rivera, 2 for 4. Hit a home run to center and got a base hit up the middle and then grounded out to third and to first base. Let's see what she does here. That's going to be upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs. 8-2 is the score in favor of the Carlsbad Cave Girls. There's the pitch, and swing and a miss, strike number 1. Rivera swung out of her shoes, didn't see the ball, and I tell you what, opened up, and I think she might see this again, maybe a changeup. That was probably her fastball. Let's see if she goes with a changeup this time. And she does. And that's going to be strike number 2. Swing and a miss. Got to let that ball travel a little bit and see what happens. Good job. Good work by Gutierrez. And that one's going to be hit hard. And that, my friends, is another grand slam this game. And that one is going to be 4 RBIs and a home run for Rivera. Okay, and now the score is 12-2 with 2 outs. Coming up to bat now would be Kalian Fuentes, who hit a grand slam earlier. And then hit another home run to the left side in game 1. It's done her job for sure. Looking at center field where Medea Patino is on the warning track area. Along with Lauren Lucero and Ornelas, not so much, as she's playing right field. You have to keep the ball away, and that one's going to be strike number 1, outer half on the called strike. 0-1 with 2 outs. Time is 8:17 on the 17th of April, 2025. And that one's going to be hit hard to the left side, and that's going to be foul. Strike 2. Nothing and 2 with 2 outs, and the grand slam here in the top of the 6th inning will now make the score 12-2 in favor of Carlsbad. Eileen Gutierrez gets set, and there's the pitch. And that one's going to be hit for a base hit. And good hard running by Fuentes. And she will get credit for the single. Now coming up will be number 6. Once again, Michaela Chester, who is 2 for 4. Everything's been to the left side, just everything. And that's going to be strike number 1. Singled on a line drive to left field. Got a single in between the 5-6 hole, and then grounded out into a fielder's choice and to the third base. So everything's to the left side, and this one probably is going to be strike 2, and it is strike 2 on the swing and the miss. Let's see if Gutierrez will throw it to the outside half. Don't throw it inside, whatever you do. She does. And there's another base hit to the left side, and Fuentes will round second, hit it to third, and that, my friends, will be a stand-up double. And Carlsbad threatening one more time, and now coming up to the plate will be number 11, Paris Weldon. Weldon, who is 1 for 4, got the base hit to the right side, and everything else has been up to the middle or to the left. Reached on an error. And that's going to be strike 1. Weldon hitting .357, a very good bat for Carlsbad. And that's going to be upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 12-2. Carlsbad threatening again with runners at second and third base. Chester at second and Fuentes at third base. The hitter is Weldon. That's going to be upstairs for ball 2. Looks like the infield for the Roswell Lady Coyotes are playing in. I'm not sure why that's happening with 2 outs. And that's going to be an HP, and Weldon will now take her bag. Now coming up to the plate will be number 9, Madrid. Madrid is 2 for 3 this evening. Kind of a spray hitter. Walked one time, got into a fielder's choice. Got a single on a fly ball to the right side, and then to the left side as well, and that's going to be ball 1. (12-2) with 2 outs in favor of Carlsbad. There's the pitch, and that one is going to be a base hit up the middle, and 1 run will score. And it looks like there might be a play at the dish, and no, it will be Fuentes will score easily, and Chester will slide head first. And now the score is 14-2, and the single will get credit for 2 RBIs. So the two RBI single for Madrid will make it 14-2. All right, now the hitter will be Aubrey Hernandez. She is 1 for 3, 7th batter of 9. Ball 1. And that one is going to be strike inside half. So on the call strike, it'll be 1 ball, 1 strike, 14-2 is your score, top half of the 6th inning. Eileen Gutierrez pitching in relief of Aragon. That one's going to be hit, smashed, and out of play. Let's see if Gutierrez will try the changeup here. She does, and that one's going to be foul to the right side this time. So 2 grand slams in this game. 1 by Fuentes and 1 by trying to think of the other one now. Oh, there's another hit, and that one is going to be off the off the fence. 1 run will score. And that is going to be Weldon, so that's going to be a stand-up double. So another RBI. And now, do we have a pitching change? And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, Lady Coyote Softball.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to...
All right, welcome back to KSVPTV.com and KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. Pitching change for the Lady Coyotes once again. And this time it'll be Aragon coming in relief. Aragon started the game originally and then was taken out. And then Gutierrez she came in relief. Aragon went to short. Horton went to second. Fuentes exit the game. And now looks like Gutierrez will exit the game. Fuentes will re-enter, go to second base. Horton will now go back to shortstop, and Aragon will now go back to the circle. So now it's all position change. So basically, Fuentes re-enters the ball game, and now Aragon will be facing Ortega, who is 2 of 5 of this game. And that one's going to be swing and a miss for strike number 1. So 0-1 with 2 outs. And that one's going to be another base hit up the middle. 1 run will score, and they're going to have another run score. So now you have Madrid scoring along with Hernandez, and that is going to be a 2 RBI single, and then also Ortega will advance on the throw. So now the score will be 17-2. Get this taken care of here in Game Changer. And now the hitter will be number 18 again. It will be Rentner, who is 2 for 4 in the ball game, facing Aragon. Curveball is away, ball 1. So one runner on. That's going to be fell back for strike number 1. 8:26 here on a Thursday night. Rentner hitting from the right side with that open stance. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be hit up the middle again. Let's see if Fuentes can make the play. And that she does. So 4-3 put out on the ground ball. And that, my friends, will be 9 runs on 9 hits, no errors on 40 pitches. Coming out for Roswell will be Tarin Marquez and Tarin. We'll be right back. KSVPTV.com, KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Welcome back, KSVPTV.com. Kyle softball. The score is 17-2. You had a 6-run fifth inning and a 9-run sixth inning. And coming up to the plate will be Elena Tarin. Elena Tarin, who is currently 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to the pitcher and flew out to the left side, third baseman, facing Hernandez. That one's going to be driven to center, and that's going to be caught. What a play by Bianca Villa. A diving catch, and that will be out number 1. Wow. Nice catch, and now coming up to the plate will be Emily Marquez. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Emily Marquez, who is 0 for 1 in this contest. Struck out swinging and walked 1 time. Facing the starting pitcher Hernandez, swinging a miss, strike 1. The Cave Girls now will be back in action now starting on April the 21st. That game will be played in Hobbs. That's going to be foul back, strike 2. Carlsbad lost to Hobbs at the Kristen Griego Memorial Tournament, 11-10. But we'll try to seek revenge now as they travel next week to Hobbs on April 21st. That game will be at 5 and 7 p.m. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the hitter Emily Marquez. As for the Roswell Coyotes, the Lady Coyotes will be back in action on April 22nd at Clovis, 4:30 and 6:30. That ball's going to be hit foul. The count will remain even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. 17-2 is the score. Kyle's trying to make something happen here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. All right, and here comes Hernandez. That's going to be balled downstairs. Nice pitch. So now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes to the hitter, Emily Marquez. And there's the pitch, and upstairs for ball 4. Nice AB for the hitter Marquez. Now coming up to the plate will be Alani Bertarin, who is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging twice. And Carlsbad playing regular depth defensively. And that's going to be swing and a miss for strike 1. So 0-1 with 1 out. And here comes the pitch, and there it is, and that's going to be upstairs for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with an out. Alani Tarin waiting for the pitch, and that's going to be in the dirt, ball 2. Getting some notes taken here. I apologize for the pause. And there's the pitch again, and that one's going to be strike number 2 on the called strike. There's the pitch again, and that's going to be foul to the left side. So the count will remain even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and an out. 17-2 is the score. If you're just now tuning in, got a little bit of time left. Bertarin trying to make something happen here. few home runs hit by Carlsbad in this ball game. 1 home run by Bella Ornelas in the first inning. 2-run home run, as a matter of fact. And that's going to be fouled back. Count will remain even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So that one might be out of the park, possibly, but no, it looked like it, but no, that's going to be a fly ball over to Fuentes, and that's going to be out number 2. So the wind is still kind of blowing, but straight northeast, center field. And now coming up to the plate will be Lauren Lucero, who has struck out swinging and then flew out to center field. So she is 0 for 2. And that one's going to be fouled back for strike 1. At the end of this game here, we'll take a 60-second break, and then we'll close everything out, talk about next week's ball games, give you some final statistics, and then everyone can enjoy a 3-day weekend here in the Roswell Independent School District. And that's going to be ball in the dirt for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. 17-5 is your score. 15-run lead for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. As I mentioned earlier, Carlsbad coming in ranked 12th in. Actually, they're ranked 9th overall in the 5A classification, ranked 12th in the 5A. Let me rephrase that. Ranked 9th in the 5A classification, ranked 12th overall in New Mexico. 3 balls and a strike. And here is the pitch, and there is ball 4. So Hernandez up to 105 pitches, 5 2/3 inning pitched, and now the hitter will be Eileen Gutierrez, who is 0 for 1. And that one's going to be fouled back, strike 1. So Lady Coyotes with runners at first and second base. Lauren Lucero at first base. Marcus at second base. The hitter is Eileen Gutierrez. And there's a step back and the pitch, and that one's going to be an HP. And now looks like Hernandez struggling a little bit now in the circle. We'll be facing now Mireya Patino. Let's see if there is going to be a substitution here. So it looks like there's going to be a substitution here. Let's get this taken care of. So it looks like it's going to be Aubrey Jaramillo. Aubrey Jaramillo, the right-hander, facing Hernandez. There's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. (17-2) is your score. I tell you, I've really noticed the last 4 games that I've called here have softball. I feel like I'm broadcasting baseball because there's been 4 to 4.5 hours in softball here lately. The high amount of runs scored. That's going to be ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Aubrey Jaramillo, the hitter, in place of Patino. And that's going to be a called strike. So the count now is even. Everything's 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 17-2 in favor of Carlsbad. Aubrey Jaramillo trying to make something happen. They're trying to keep the Lady Coyotes in this ball game. There's the pitch, and that one's going to be popped up. And let's see if Ortega has a chance, and ran right past it. So Aubrey Jaramillo still alive. All right, now the pitch. Here's the pitch now, and that one's going to be upstairs for ball 3. They're going to say check the batter. Nope. It's going to be full count now. Let's see if Hernandez is going to just try to throw it down the pipe here. Let's see what happens. 112 pitches. The runners will be advancing, and that one's going to be hit well, and that one's going to be off to the left side. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And that's going to be a 2-run double. Get this taken care of here. All right, we're going to be back here in about let's go about a minute and a half, as there's going to be a pitching change for Carlsbad. We'll be right back.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves.
Do you know what the hardest part of dealing with the roofer is? Just trying to get them on the phone. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that you can always trust Trustmark Roofing to answer our phone. Need a free roof inspection? Just call us at 575-755-ROOF, and we'll answer with a live person, a real human being. Have a roofing project already going with us and need to discuss it? Just call 575-755-ROOF, and we will answer the phone. No answering machine, no voicemails, and no weird robot automated attendant. That's because at Trustmark Roofing, we're all about relationships and treating people right. That's true for customers and vendors and insurance companies and employees. Anyone and everyone who comes in contact with our company. So if you have any roofing needs at all, trust Trustmark to treat you right and to answer the phone. Our number again is 575-755-ROOF, or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof, something totally weird or unexpected or bizarre happens?
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on, with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name of locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Game out. Lady Coyotes do have runners at second and third base, but need a lot of work here in order to get back in this ball game. The hitter is going to be Yarida Aragon, who is 1 for 2. And there's the pitch, and called strike, inside part. So 0-1 with 2 outs. The new pitcher is Kalian Fuentes. Steps back. There's the pitch, and that one gets away from her for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. With 2 outs. Fuentes from the sprinter stance. Tries the inside part. Ball, that's going to be ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fuentes prepares for the pitch. And that one's going to be hit, and that one is going to be foul out of play for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Aragon the hitter. Fuentes takes the signal. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be a changeup for a called strike, and strike number 3 and out number 3. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, take a 60-second break, and we'll come over and talk a little statistics. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name's Chance with Trustmark Roofing and Windows, and here's what you should expect during your window inspection. Upon my arrival, you'll receive a 15-minute courtesy call letting you know I'm on the way. Once I'm in your home, I'm going to be checking for moisture indication, functionality, and any kind of energy efficiency improvements to the inside and outside of your home. After my inspection, I'll give you my professional opinion, and then you can decide whether you want a no-obligation quote. Myself or the office will contact you to set up a date when I can show you my products and options to best suit your needs. So when choosing windows, choose Trustmark Roofing and Windows. Our goal is to give you a 5-star service and get you what you deserve, and that's the best.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Welcome back to KSVPTV.com and KAMQ 96.3 FM Carlsbad. So the Carlsbad K-Girls win Game 2, 17-4. And real quick, let's just go over some pitching statistics. So the winning pitcher for the Carlsbad K-Girls will be number 4, Aubrey Hernandez, who went 5 2/3 innings with only allowing 5 hits and 4 runs, 4 of those being earned with 4 base on balls, 8 strikeouts, and a single bomb. And as for Kaylin Fuentes, comes in relief for the last hitter and basically had 1 strikeout and did her job. And as far as the Lady Coyotes, pitching-wise, it was Yarida Aragon that went 5 complete innings and allowed 12 hits and 8 runs, 8 of those being earned with 4 base on balls with 1 strikeouts, allowed 2 home runs, which were 2 grand slams. And then Aylin Gutierrez come in relief, pitched 1 complete inning and allowed 8 hits. And looks like 9 earned runs, no base on balls with 1 strikeout, and 1 single home run. So 6 innings complete, 20 hits for Carlsbad, and 17 of those were runs and 17 were earned. 4 base on balls with 2 strikeouts. And hitting for Carlsbad, some of the standout hitters, 3 for 5 was number 12. That was Faith Rivera, along with Fuentes, who was 2 for 3 with the grand slam. 3 for 5 was Chester, and then 3 of 4 was number 9, Allison Madrid. 2 for 4 also was number 4, Aubrey Hernandez, who got the win as well. So there was a total of 41 at-bats, 17 runs scored with 20 hits, 17 RBIs, 4 base on balls, and 2 strikeouts for Carlsbad. As for the Roswell Coyotes, not much on the offensive side. You had Bella Ornelas, 2 of 3 with a 2-run home run, and really that is about it. They had 23 at-bats, 4 runs, get back here. He had 4 runs and only 5 hits, 4 RBIs. 4 of those were base on balls with 9 strikeouts for the Lady Coyotes. So again, as we were talking about earlier, the Carlsbad K-Girls now will improve their record to 12-6 on the year, and 4-0 in district play. Will take on the Lady Eagles on the 25th of April, the 21st of April. Those games will be played in Carlsbad at 5-7. And as for the Roswell Lady Coyotes, now will fall to 5-13 on the year, 1-3 in district play. We'll be taking on the Clovis Wildcats in Clovis on April 22nd at 4:30 and 6:30. Art Sandoval will close this out. Thank you for listening and watching KSVPTV.com. Want to thank our sponsors, our producers, and everybody else involved. KAMQ 96.3 FM from Carlsbad. We'll see you next time, and it's always a great day to be a Coyote. Have a good night and safe travels to your destination.